What's up, guys? I'm Anthony, and welcome to Life with Anthony. Happy Saturday to you guys. I hope that everyone is doing well out there and having a great weekend. I am back in my car again for yet another car topic related video, which is how will I manage 2 vehicles? Because I do plan on buying another vehicle this year. This has been a huge concern of mine ever since I decided to go back into van life. How will I manage 2 vehicles? Where would I park this vehicle while using this one? I have to move this one because I can't let it sit there too long. I move that one somewhere, then I got to walk back to get to this one. I mean, it's a lot of craziness surrounding this topic of how will I do it. Well, I did figure it out, and all it took was a slight change from my original plan. Now, in my original plan, I told you guys that I was going to renew my lease for a month-to-month basis from September to March. Then I was going to move out of the apartment in March. Well, that's where the change is going to happen. Instead of renewing my lease from month to month for 6 months, which will land me around March the 31st of next year, I decided that I am going to just renew my lease for another whole term. Another 12 months, which will take me into the end of September of next year instead of March. This will give me a safe place to park both vehicles. I can now park the vehicle that I'm going to purchase on the apartment complex grounds, as well as the one that I have been driving now. So I now don't have to worry about where I'm going to park the vehicle at least until September of next year, which buys me a lot of time. Now, not only is September a good time, September also is when I will plan on paying this particular vehicle off. Now, I had a question for my coworker, and this is all going to tie into the whole September being my target month for leaving this apartment and also getting rid of this car. I had a question for my coworker, and I asked him, not last night, but the night before. I said, I have a question for you. And he said, he is so funny. I mean, it's so crazy how he and I bounce our humor off of one another and just have a great time at work, and nobody gets offended, and it's just crazy. But I told him, I said, I have a question for you. And he said, is it about girls? I said, no. He said, is it about boys? I said, no. And then we both laughed. And it's a subtle way of him saying to me, okay, I think you like boys. You know what I mean? And I couldn't even get mad at him because it was so funny. And oh man, anyway, moving on. We had a little moment there, but a fun moment. But anyway, I asked him, I said, if I was to sell my car at CarMax, would CarMax have to pay the interest to my car or just the flat rate of what I owe on the car? He didn't know the answer to that, though. He was like, oh, that's a good question, but I don't have experience in that, so I can't help you out. I said, okay. Now, that conversation prompted me that when I got home that morning to call Wells Fargo, who is my auto loan, who I have my loan from, call them. And when you call them in the automated system, they can give you a payoff amount. So I know how much I pay a month for my car. I know exactly where I am with how much I paid thus far and how much I have to go. So I figured it out that how much would I owe September of next year. And I said, when I call this automated system, if they say that the payoff is this amount, I know that they are following it and it's with the interest. But if they say something much lower to this amount, I know that that's not including the interest. So I called them and I listened to the payoff amount, and it was music to my ears, I tell you, because it was like $3,500 less than what the number I thought it would be. And I was like, great, because we're talking about the difference of next year, September, my payoff being $16,000 to being $13,000, the low $13,000. And that's a huge difference when you're trying to save money and you have a goal and you want to pay off your vehicle. Now, my vehicle, if I pay my vehicle off, not if, when I pay my vehicle off next year, August or September, it's going to be like $13,100, somewhere around then. And I'm even considering paying like an additional $50 each month to make it a little less when that time comes around. So this is great news for me, because I'm telling you, like I said, $3,000, $3,500 difference, that's music to my ears. And that just gives me hope, and that I can get this done. And then August, September, pay my car off. And then my plan for that, after I pay this car off, is to sell this car. Now, a lot of you might be concerned or saying, why buy a vehicle now? Why not just continue to save, which I will be doing anyway, and buy a vehicle next year? I know there's a lot of you guys that would like to see me in a high top, but a high top cost is really out of my what I want to spend. You know, my overall spending money. It's more to purchase. It's going to cost more to build out. So unless I run across this tremendous deal, and then that to me would sound like it's too good to be true, so I probably wouldn't purchase it anyway. So my choice is going to be between a cargo van or another minivan. I'm not opposed to doing it in another minivan. I've done a minivan, of course. And a lot of you guys may not remember that I started my van life out with a high top green Econoline van before I got the minivan. So I kind of know what it's like to be in both of those type of vehicles. I don't want another conversion van because of insulation issues. I mean, it's unless I gut the whole thing out and insulate it, which I am not going to take on that kind of project, you know, that's not going to happen. So my choice is a cargo van or a minivan. If I choose a minivan, I have some specific things that I want it to be. One, it has to be white. I want it to be white. Two, I want a sunroof, because a sunroof, I can open it up, put a little screen on top of it. I can use it as a ventilation type of thing. So that would be great. But a cargo van kinda intimidates me a little bit because of the build out. I ain't gonna lie, I don't have that skill set, and kudos to Don for taking on a box truck type of situation, because I'm not sure if I would want to tackle that type of project. It just seems too out of my league, too big for me. I mean, I always tell my coworker, know your strengths, know your strengths and your weaknesses. I can probably, I can do a minivan. I mean, that would be no problem. If we're speaking about a financial point of view, a cost-effective point of view, another minivan would be the best choice, because it doesn't cost much to build out a minivan, and there are a lot of minivans out there, a lot of selections out there that's on the market for sale. So I would have, well, my being specific with being white and a sunroof might be a little difficult to find, but that's what I want. I don't know. Minivan, cargo van, because y'all know I done had like 6 or 7 different layouts for my minivan that I had. So, I mean, the point is, I can't stand up in either one, a cargo van or a minivan. So, if we're speaking about being cost efficient, and so that I can make sure that I have the money that I need to pay the vehicle off next year, then another minivan would be the ultimate choice. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll get some carriage in the next couple months or whatever and tackle a cargo van. It's just so much you have to buy even to build out a cargo van. We're talking about a roof vent, the whole entire solar panel system, a fridge, a heater, it's a lot. You know, building out vehicles is costly. You know, I don't care if you take the cheap route or not, it's costly, you know. And I'm trying to be as frugal as possible and make the best choice as possible. Again, I'm not opposed to a minivan, but I do have those two specific things that I would look for, and we'll see what I come up with. Right now, I'm looking on Facebook Marketplace at cargo vans and minivans. Cargo vans and minivans. I think it's going to be either one of those, you know. Alright guys, that's all I have for you in today's video. I hope that this little series that I'm creating, the road back to van life, will help other people who are thinking about van life. And you know, by me taking you through my thought process and figuring out what decisions to make along the way, might help someone else out there who's also thinking about van life. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, thank you guys for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate you guys, you know that. And I will see you guys the next time.